Hello, this is Julia Bushkova, and today I would like to make a short video on the importance of understanding what people try to explain on the violin. We all know that it's really difficult to describe in words a physical movement, any movement, and especially it becomes tricky when you study with one person or observe a master class or something, and then you go to another person or watch another master class, and suddenly you hear completely different words seemingly describing a similar thing or maybe the same thing, and that's when the confusion starts. So actually I will give you some examples, but the difficulty will still remain. You really need to look past the terms, past the words, and see if by any chance those people are describing the same phenomenon or not. And you know what? The worst thing is that sometimes they do describe different phenomena and they then do use different words. But let me give you some examples. For instance, a very often time used word glissando, or gliss, as we have sometimes written in music. So in older terminology, glissando would be something sounding like this. When you actually hear almost basically chromatic scale, and we're doing different movements, doesn't matter what movements, but that's the sound. However, a lot of times I would use the word glissando, and many people too, just indicating that kind of a sliding sound. Can we use the word slide? We can, of course, but sometimes we use gliss, but somebody else will say, oh, no, glissando is always that, the one I demonstrated first. You have to choose which one, how you will understand it. Or take the shifts, for instance. There are tons of different shifts that we can do. I will go to right now what I would call expressive shifts. Again, I call them expressive shifts. So something that you will do to express. For instance, that would be one of them. How do I call it? Well, personally, I would call it expressive shift. Somebody else would call it a French shift. Somebody else may call it something else. If I do this same distance but this way or this way, some people will call it a Russian shift or romantic shift or maybe something else. And though I come from Russia, I never heard that shift to be called Russian shift, but I heard it as being called glissando, a gliss, a short gliss or a long gliss. So all of that, again, is to demonstrate the point that you can have a lot of different words used for the same exactly phenomenon. Or let's say how to keep the bow straight. Oh my goodness, there are so many expressions. What the arm does. Some people use the word crescent. You have to paint against a crescent. I don't use this terminology, but yeah, I believe that will be your hand will be kind of moving in a crescent like shape, or maybe it's your elbow. I'm not sure. I use a different terminology for myself and for my students. The point I'm trying to make is always try to understand what this or that presenter or teacher uses to describe the phenomenon. Don't take things at face value and just exactly, oh, this word means this. No. Just like a dot printed on the piece of music, right? A dot can mean many different things. It doesn't always mean to play short exactly the same way. No, it means different things in different contexts. The same way the words can be used interchangeably sometimes or very differently by different people. So this is just for your general information. I hope that this is helpful to you, and I will see you later.